coming in fast. Try to take them out before they even get to your traps.
Believe it or not, I don't like Grand Theft Auto. Despite GTA games being advertised as a huge immersive world that you will spend hours exploring, for the most part I just find them straightforward and boring. In my opinion, there's not much incentive to explore, and the games boil down to get a quest, drive to quest location, drive to new location, kill a bunch of cops, gang members, or drug dealers, get the drugs, truck full of money, truck full of weapons, or the police informant, lose the cops, and then drive back to the garage where you're stashing everything. The story always revolves around some hardened ex-criminal who gets sucked back into a life of crime, and the missions always progress from small-time gang and drug missions to the inevitable heist. Grand Theft Auto games are not bad games, it's just a formula that I find cliché, boring, and repetitive. Unfortunately for me, the Grand Theft Auto series is the standard to which most open-world action-adventure games are compared. Take Saints Row, for example. It started out as a GTA clone, but has evolved into a series that embraces the ridiculous. Saints Row 4 still has the open-world city which you explore and do missions in, but your character has been elected president and you must fight off the alien invasion. Rather than being a gritty ex-criminal being dragged back into a life of crime in Liberty City, Los Santos, or Vice City, I want to be Batman gliding around Arkham City fighting Joker's henchmen. I want to be John Marston trying to find peace for his family in the war zone of the Old West. I want to be a janitor who's caught in the middle of an energy drink-fueled apocalypse. I'm always wary of open-world action-adventure games. The most critically acclaimed and praised one of all time I have never enjoyed, so I never really know if I will enjoy an open-world game before I buy it. So when I started playing Sunset Overdrive, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Luckily, it's a fantastic open-world adventure, one that is both hilarious and fun to explore, and a game that I cannot recommend enough. In Sunset Overdrive, you take control of a janitor for the Fizco Corporation in the immediate aftermath of a citywide mutation. Fizco has just released the energy drink Overcharged Delirium XT. Unfortunately, Overcharge transforms everyone who drinks it into horrible mutants who attack humans. Your character must fight through groups of Overcharge drinkers, or OD, a gang of human looters called Scabs, and Fizco robots to meet up with other survivors and escape Sunset City. The plot maintains a great sense of humor, and the missions are varied and exciting. One mission has you covering your body with leeches for a group of LARPers who think that they're actually in the 12th century. Another mission has you rescuing a spoiled private school girl's robotic dog, which you find out halfway through the mission also doubles as a fantastic weapon. Sunset Overdrive stays tongue-in-cheek throughout and never takes itself too seriously. The constant jokes and video game self-awareness makes this one of the funniest games I have ever played. This sense of humor also applies to your own character. You have complete control over the customization of your character, and you can dress them in a number of completely ridiculous outfits. In Sunset Overdrive, your character inexplicably has superpowers, such as grinding on phone lines, running on walls, and bouncing on cars. In fact, traveling across the city using these parkour moves is encouraged. Doing tricks like these without coming to a stop builds your combo meter, which allows you to use amps, which are equipable upgrades for your character which you can unlock throughout the game. This combat/travel system is so well polished and so much fun that I spent hours just running around the city blasting OD, seeing how long I could keep my combo going. While it may feel a little strange at first that simply walking around is discouraged, the gameplay of Sunset Overdrive quickly becomes second nature, and its intuitive ease really makes this game a blast to play. Not only is simply exploring the city fun, but it also serves a purpose. There are a number of collectibles that you can find throughout Sunset City, including toilet paper, Fizco balloons, and sneakers, which can be used to purchase new amps for your character, as well as smartphones which reveal backstory about the Fizco Corporation. However, you are not just left to wander to find these hidden collectibles. You can purchase maps from the vendor which show you where each of these collectibles are in the city. In addition to maps, you can purchase new weapons and new clothing from different vendors using cash and cans of overcharge. You collect these by defeating enemies, looting trucks and treasure chests that appear at random throughout the world, and doing side missions. This incentive for extra unlockables kept me exploring. Not only did I get the pride, as well as articles of clothing for finding every collectible, but as you explore and complete side missions, you get more cash and overcharge, which you can use to buy silly articles of clothing and awesome guns. The guns are worth mentioning on their own because they are a major focus of the game and are absolutely incredible. You start the game with the Flaming Compensator, an incendiary shotgun that looks like a dick, and the guns get crazier from there. Whether it's a boomerang machine gun which shoots ammo that returns to you, the Fizco hydrants that spray acid in a small area, or the teddy bear grenade launcher, each gun is unique both in its mechanics and the purpose it serves. Some guns are useful for taking down the huge enemies with the big life bars, and others are useful for mowing down hordes of weaker enemies. Some guns are effective against humans, and some are effective against robots. Each gun has its strengths and weaknesses, which encourages you to experiment and try new weapons. As you use guns, they will level up, increasing their damage and ammo capacity, and allowing you to attach a weapon amp, which does everything from freeze enemies to increasing your damage with the weapon while grinding. There are tons of combinations you can use, and this curiosity about what each weapon does will have you exploring every inch of the city for side missions and overdrive cans. Sunset Overdrive is an example of a game where the main storyline is just as much fun as the side content, and was a crazy amount of fun from beginning to end. Sunset Overdrive isn't perfect, however. The main story is short, you could probably blow through it in 5 to 6 hours, and the side missions and collectibles only extend the game so far. Once you beat this game once, you will probably never play it again. There is a multiplayer mode, but it felt like an afterthought. A tacked-on extra that held my attention for 20 to 30 minutes. All the multiplayer missions are co-op, and I quickly got bored with collecting points in an area or killing a certain amount of bad guys. So much of the fun of Sunset Overdrive comes from the combat system, and I would have loved to have seen competitive deathmatch or time trial game modes. Despite the weak multiplayer, I still give Sunset Overdrive a brilliant. The single-player campaign is a blast, and even though the multiplayer gives zero incentive to continue the game once you beat it, Sunset Overdrive is a must-play title. I'm Frank from BrilliantlyEpic.com, and I'll see you guys for the next review.
Perhaps you can take a look at this postulant growth I have on my...
No, I only work on kings. Sorry, it's the law.